In this lesson, we're going to take our understanding of piano fingering to the super genius level by learning that expert piano fingering is about so much more than just knowing which finger goes on which key. And we're going to get there by appreciating two other crucially important factors: where and how our fingers make contact with the keys. Let's go! Let's get busy with two huge lessons. Lesson 1, don't be afraid to use the entire length of a key, whether it's a white key or a black key. And lesson number 2, never allow your fingertips to get glued to the key surface. Ah! Right, you have permission to slide your fingertips all along the length of the key. In fact, you can slide them left and right a little bit too, whether it's a white key or a black key. You have permission to pull, right? You can let your finger stick a little bit and pull your fingertip across the width of each key. You have permission to rock forward and back, and left and right. And also you have permission to pivot clockwise and counterclockwise. And by the way, this applies to white keys, black keys, whether they're going down, whether they're already down, and when they're coming back up even. And by the way, you have both my permission and the universe's permission to do all of these things. In fact, you're absolutely required to do these things if you want to play like an artist and you want to play with freedom and ease. Let's apply lesson number 1 to the opening chord in Moonlight Sonata. C sharp, C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, E. And this is just a C sharp minor triad. And let's focus on the right hand. And we're going to play it with the following fingering: thumb on G sharp, middle finger on C sharp, and pinky on E. And let's not quibble about the fingering. You'll see other fingerings. You'll see this, this, this. But let's keep things simple and just do a 1, 3, 5 fingering, because it's enough for our purposes today. And let's play that chord all at the same time. Let's not arpeggiate it yet. And let's experiment with different arm angles and wrist heights and wrist angles and arm angles and hand positions and curvatures of our fingers and anything else you can think of. And move things around until everything feels comfortable. And for me, it's somewhere in here. My happy place kind of looks like this. And let's now describe where our fingers are in detail. First, notice my thumb is about an inch in from the front edge of the G sharp, but also notice something else. I am not playing with the tip of my thumb. I am playing that note. I'm contacting that G sharp on the fat side of the knuckle. Interesting, right? C sharp played with the middle finger. Notice that I'm almost all the way to the nameplate. And then with my pinky, notice my pinky is about 3/4 to an inch in from the front edge of the D sharp. It's on the side of the D sharp. So notice how each finger is contacting the keys in a unique way and in a unique position. And another key point is this, right? There's nothing here that's forced, right? We're not trying to contort our hand into some unnatural position. No, what we're doing here is just yielding to a perfectly natural shape of our body that requires no contortions and nothing unnatural whatsoever. Now let's apply lesson number 2 by playing the arpeggio and see what happens. First, by intentionally doing it the wrong way. What do we mean by that? By allowing our fingers to get glued to the keys. No sliding, no pulling, no rocking, no rolling, no pivoting allowed. Just pushing each key straight down, glued to the surface. So let's give it a go. Now, if you're like me, this feels pretty stiff. I would argue it also looks pretty stiff. But most importantly, it sounds and feels unmusical. Now let's play the arpeggio again, but this time allow our body to move in a way that feels free and easy. Meaning, don't allow your fingertips to get welded to the keys. And don't be afraid to use the entire length of the key as need be. I'm not going to analyze this in detail for you because there's too many things going on here. There's 6 degrees of freedom, multiple body parts, multiple fingers, different notes. All I want you to realize here is that I am not trying to constrain anything here. I'm not following any rules at all. All I'm doing is allowing everything to naturally slide, rock, roll, pull, pivot to suit my musical intention. All these things are happening at the same time. And a key element here that's really important to point out is notice how everything keeps moving. I never stop moving. Even between the notes, I never stop moving. And the other element of this is notice how the physical motion is always going in the same direction that the music is going. Let's close this video out with 7 huge takeaways. Excuse me as I read this because I don't want to mess it up and waste your time stumbling over my words. Here we go. Takeaway number 1. Good technique always goes in the direction of physical ease. 2. Physical ease is enabled by expert fingering. 3. Expert fingering is so much more than knowing which finger goes on which key. 4. Don't be afraid to use the entire length of the key. 5. Never allow your fingertips to get welded to the key surface. Keep moving by playfully sliding, pulling, rocking, rotating, and pivoting from one musical place to the next. 6. Such fingering is an essential part of any choreography. But realize there are no rigid rules. Where and how you contact the key surface always depends on your musical intentions. And finally, number 7, playing this way is perfectly natural. All you have to do is trust what your body is trying to tell you and enjoy the results.